Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night 68 of the overnight feed recaps for Big Brother season 25. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to another work week. We certainly had the house guest working yesterday. A lot of conversation, so let's get right into it. First of all, is a little bit of a summary. Recall that Jag won veto right now. Felicia and Saria are on the block, but Jag has won the veto. He has vowed to use it. We also had Bowie Jane basically committing to go ahead and putting Cameron up as a backdoor today as well. We'll see if that's the case. Seems like it's going to be a lot of conversations because Cameron realizes what's going on. Suddenly, just making it to jury doesn't really seem to be good enough for Cameron. Funny how that always works, right? Now he is fighting to stay alive. In the process of arguing why he should stick around, he's certainly starting to spill a little bit of information as well. So we got some people scrambling and responding, a lot of conversation. So let's just get right into it with the live feeds from yesterday. Let's start off with a conversation between Bowie and Jag. They're talking about this potential Cameron backdoor. Bowie is telling Jag that Cameron was acting very cocky earlier, that he was telling Bowie that, hey, $75,000 for second is pretty good. That's a great payday there, Bowie. Talking about the need to get America and Corey on board with the plan for the backdoor as well. Well, really, they don't need America and Corey. They only need 3 votes, and then Bowie being the deciding vote. But they're saying they want to try to get Bowie and America and Corey on board as well, make it pretty much a house decision. They want to bring in Blue also, and they're trying to think what to tell her. And boy, do they end up telling her a lot. They're throwing Cameron under the bus to Blue throughout the evening. So we'll cover that here in just a second. Bowie is worried that Cameron's going to blow everything up as he heads out the door or before as he's campaigning. And that is a valid concern, Bowie. And she's also saying that Cameron's going to be going after Blue and Corey, and that they can get info to use for that. In other words, Cameron's going to be trying so hard to get the target shifted to one of them. He's going to be spilling all kinds of beans. They think they can use that information going forward in the game, and they absolutely can. All right, another conversation taking place. America and Cameron basically having it out, and they're going to have an even longer conversation later in the evening where they hash it out some more, but they're having it out a little bit. Cameron is tired of saying he's tired of things that he tells America, always going right back to Corey. He's saying America also shouldn't have been so rude to him. Apparently they had some kind of conversation the night before, and he was not happy with the way she talked to him, saying she shouldn't have been rude to him like that. America is responding saying, look, the only reason that Corey may be coming after you, Cameron, is because of all the stuff that you have been saying, that you continue to say about Corey. Of course he's going to come after you if you do that kind of stuff. But saying as well that he is, Cameron saying that he is the only one that is talking and acting straight up with America, that she needs to listen to him when he tells her all this information because he's the only one being honest with her. He's also reminding America that the entire house was wanting to backdoor Corey, and that Cameron didn't do it the week before. Remember, Jag talked him out of it. He said, look, I could have gone after Corey. I didn't. And this is how I get paid back. I could have done something. I didn't do it. Please keep that under consideration. Excuse me. All right, we've got maybe a quick recap. America complaining that Cameron, hold on, guys. It's all real. All right, we've got America complaining that Cameron was saying the whole house was going after Corey, when really she thinks it was just Cameron. Maybe Blue a little bit, but mainly it was just Cameron pushing for this Corey. And yet Cameron kept telling her the whole time, oh, the whole house wants to go after Corey. The whole house is ready to go after him. All right, we've got America also accusing Cameron of talking to her very condescendingly. And basically she says, do you think I'm stupid? You talk to me like I'm stupid, and I recognize that's what you're doing, and I don't like it. Cameron is saying, talking about just continuing the conversation, and he's saying, look, some people who are backing Cameron, backing you and Corey, are the same ones who've been coming to me telling me that Corey's coming after me. So there's some people playing both sides here, America, and we're getting pitted against one another because of those people. He doesn't necessarily throw out names right now. Later he will. All right, we've got America talking to Bowie and Matt and Jag about Cameron, saying that he basically is sold that said the whole house was against Corey, but he's the only person in, and that's what she's saying. Is Cameron said everyone was against Corey, that he was the one person that was advocating for Corey, that is not going after Corey. Everyone else in the house in the room is laughing when she mentions that, because they know that Corey has been Cameron's huge target, and now he's trying to deny it. All right, we've got Cameron and Corey talking to each other, trying to hash things out a little bit. Cameron is saying, "Look, Corey, it will. I'll admit it'll be kind of hard to work with you, just our past history and all that. But I'm willing to give it a try. We need to stop going after each other." Corey is saying, "Well, I've been hearing from a lot of people that you're coming for America, and how do I deal with that, Cameron?" And he doesn't really have a good answer, except saying, "Well, let's move forward, working together. We can make this work." Cameron understands that his number of friends in this house right now are few and far between, and he'll grab anyone he can. Water under the bridge, let bygones be bygones. I don't care how many times I came after you in the past. I'm ready to be your friend now, if you'll just give me your vote. That's Cameron's pitch to a lot of folks. All right, we got Bowie talking to America. She's saying, "Look, the veto is going to be used by Jag. Cameron will be going up, so there's no ifs, ands, and buts. That's what's going to happen going forward." America is reminding Bowie that they only need 3 votes. 3 votes is all it takes, as long as Bowie's willing to act as a tiebreaker, which she is. All right, we're getting towards the end of it, guys. You didn't think we'd ever get there, but here we are. All right, we've got Cameron and Matt talking to each other. Cameron doing a little bit more campaigning. Cameron saying that he talked to America and that he can just tell something isn't right. Something is up. Something is going on. He's saying that somehow America knows that Corey was the target. Well, how would she know that? Yeah, there are no secrets in this house, but he's saying somehow she found out that Corey's the target. And he says he's realizing now it's really just him and Blue versus Corey and America are the two duos that are going after each other now. And he realizes that. He's saying that he gave everything to Matt and Jag, and he's hoping that he didn't screw himself by doing that. He had some other choice words about what a Matt and Jag betrayal would be like to him. So basically, he's pleading to Matt, saying, I trusted y'all. I gave y'all everything. I sure hope I don't pay the price for that. Well, get ready, Cameron. Cameron is saying that, again, he knows something is wrong in the house. Matt's denying it. Matt's saying, "Man, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if anything's going on, Cameron." Cameron's saying, "No, I think you do know, Matt, and I think it's kind of bad. I think it's bad. That's not why you're telling me. Yeah, I know something's going on." Cameron understands. He can read the room. He knows what's going on. All right, Cameron is telling Matt that he doesn't really care who goes home this week, Suri or Felicia. Hey, he's fine with either one. Cameron's fine with anyone going home this week whose name doesn't start with a C-A-M, right? He's ready to throw anyone under the bus as long as it's not him. So telling Matt, "Yeah, sorry, Felicia, man, y'all go do it, guys. I don't really care." Wishful thinking there, Cameron. All right. Meanwhile, we've got Blue telling America how snaky Cameron is. Blue was kind of working with Cameron after Jared went home. Remember, Jared and Cameron got kind of tight with each other during their zombie week. So Blue was trying to get a little tighter with Cameron. With no more. Blue is stepping back as quick as she can as she starts to understand what's getting ready to happen here. So yeah, she's telling America, Cameron, he's just a snake. That's all he is. House guests got alcohol for the evening. That always ramps things up a little bit. We had a lot of drinking upstairs in the HOH room. More so than anywhere else. So yeah, they had little extra celebrations going on last night. No birthdays or anything, just Big Brother thinking maybe they were a little boring after Zingbot and everything else the day before. All right, we've got Bowie and Felicia and Suri all talking. Bowie is saying that Cameron was really agitated yesterday. Was really trying to tell her what to do the whole time, and she's also saying that he tried to trick her with questions that would bring info to Suri and Felicia, trying to get stuff from her that he could then use against her, against Suri. If Cameron just fishing for information is basically what Bowie Jane is saying. All right, we've got Cameron and Jag talking. Cameron is saying that they've drawn the line at this point in time. He understands that that's what's happened, and it's just him and Matt and Jag against everyone else because he sees that this line's been drawn. Well, there's an extra little dotted line that's been drawn between Matt and Jag and Cameron as well. But he's saying it's the three of us guys going forward. That's how it's worked out here. He's telling Jag, saying, "Don't use a veto, man. Don't use a veto because if you do, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for me." And Jag is saying that, look, if I don't use a veto, that leaves blood on my hands. In other words, if he doesn't use a veto, Suri or Felicia goes home, then suddenly people are upset with him. Certainly, there's people like Matt who would not like to see Suri going home, for example. So Jag saying, I kind of have to use it, Cameron, because if I don't, it's not that I have anything against you. No. It's just if I don't use a veto, people will be upset with me, and I can't have the blood on my hands just because I won veto. So he is mentioning that, and he says, look, I've already told Suri and Felicia that I am going to use a veto. If I back off of that and I don't use it, it hurts me, and so I can't do that. How things have changed. Remember when Cameron was HOH and he was just making all these threats to Jag and saying, if you tell anyone, you're gone. I'm kind of thinking you need to be gone, but if you do just what I said, you can stay. Well, a little different situation this week. So yeah, Jag saying, I understand you, man, but I've already made the promises. I'm going to use the veto. I'm not going back on that. All right, we've got Cameron saying that if Bowie Jane puts him up, then all that's going to do is going to make Corey and America happy. That's all it solves. Yet again, you're doing the dirty work of someone else if you go through with this Jag. So he's mentioning that. He's saying if she puts me up, Corey and America are happy. If she puts up Corey, then the entire house is happy. Wouldn't you rather make the whole house happy if you had your choice? Cameron is reminding Jag that Jag and Matt and Cameron with 3 votes control the vote. As long as they aren't on the block, the 3 of them can decide whatever they want to do in terms of keeping or sending someone home. So he's making sure they understand that he'll vote the way they want and they can do whatever they want going forward. All right, Cameron is also reminding Matt and Jag that everyone knows that Cameron and Blue are anti-Corey and want Corey gone. But they not everyone knows about the fugitives. Is that a little threat, Cameron? Is he suggesting that maybe he may make a little mention of the fugitives if push comes to shove, which makes it even more logical and much more of a greater idea from yesterday. Matt and Jag had talked about maybe revealing the fugitives alliance ahead of time so that Cameron couldn't do just what he's now threatening. Oh man. Just one of those kind of Monday mornings. All right. So he's mentioning the fugitives, a little bit of a hint thread, it seems like to me when he says it. All right, we've got Bowie talking to Felicia. She's telling Felicia that Cameron knows that something's getting ready to happen. And she says it just feels kind of like sticking a knife in him at this point. And she's saying it kind of feels like when we got High Psalm, I don't like it. I'm going to do it, but it feels like I'm just sticking a knife in his back. Well, at 2 Cameron, I guess, or at two Bowie Jane, I guess is how that would work. All right, we've got Bowie and Jag talking a little bit. Jag is saying, look, Cameron is saying he's fine if we send out Blue instead. He's more than happy to throw Blue under the bus as long as he's okay. And Jag is saying Cameron doesn't want to be on the block, but at the same time, Cameron is thinking that even if he is on the block, he may still have the votes to survive. I'm just not counting the numbers the way Cameron is. Now, he'll spell it out in a little bit, but if Bowie Jane isn't on board to save Cameron, that means Cameron needs 4 votes in his house out of the 6 people that'll be voting. That seems like a tall order for Cameron, but Jack's saying he thinks he's got the votes. Even if you put him on the block, he's feeling comfortable that he's got the votes. Uh, Maybe he's not feeling so comfortable. He's just feeling very hopeful. All right, we've got Matt and Jag then telling Bowie Jane that they're going to tell Blue that Cameron was volunteering her on the block, wanted her on the block instead of him. And that they're going to make sure that Blue understands that Cameron's not being any friend to hers now that he's having to scramble to save his own tail. Jag's also saying that, hey, once we get rid of Cameron, Corey and Blue need to go next. Once we get to take care of this problem, they're our next problem. We got to get them out the door, and then we're good to go. All right, we've got Blue eventually coming up to the HOH, and Jag is saying that he had told Cameron that, yes, he was going to definitely use the veto. And at that point in time, Cameron immediately started throwing Blue's name out as a target. So he's letting Blue know that, yeah, Cameron, I hope you're not too friendly with Cameron because he's definitely throwing you under the bus right now. Blue is saying, look, I've never liked the guy. I've been trying to work with him, but it's not like I like him. I just, when working with him because I felt like I needed to, but I didn't like him then. I certainly don't like him now. Blue is also saying that she doesn't trust America or Corey, but she also doesn't trust Cameron. That she's all three of those people she's a little fed up with, which, when she's talking to Jag and Matt, isn't a bad thing to say. I want to work with you guys, not these others. But she's saying, yeah, I don't trust America and Corey, obviously, but certainly Cameron, there's no trust there either. So again, she's distancing herself as much as she can. Blue is saying that Cameron had said that Bowie was a safe player, and that as a result, she would not backdoor Corey, and that Cameron had said that Bowie, in reality, wanted to backdoor Blue. This is what did Jack say this to Cameron to Blue? I can't remember for certain, but basically they're letting it be known that Cameron is even saying that Bowie Jane would have backdoored Blue as a possible target as well. All right, Blue is saying that America also told her that Cameron had thrown Matt and Jag under the bus, and that Cameron had said he had Matt and Jag wrapped around his little finger. So yeah, Blue coming back and trying to make sure Matt and Jag keep their focus on the true target of Cameron, and no thinking that Blue maybe could be a nice little alternative either. All right, we've got Blue saying that she isn't anti-Felicia, that Cameron's been pushing, that Blue is right on board to go after Felicia and all that. She says, I'm not anti-Felicia at all. I'm kind of anti-Cameron now, but not so much anti-Felicia. But Cameron thinks that I am. And that she also mentions that she says, Cameron is not going to be happy at all if he is on the block next to Felicia. And I hadn't thought about that. As much as he was going on and on about how much he wanted her out, yeah, it's just going to kill him to be on the block alongside her. It's really going to kill him when he has to get up and walk out the door and know that Felicia is still in the house and he's going to jury. Not the way Cameron envisioned this week going. All right, Bowie Jane is still playing dumb with Cameron. She's saying that she doesn't want to go on the block, and that if she tried to backdoor Corey, that America would then come after her. She didn't want to go on the block, so she just can't do that. Cameron really pushing to get Corey as the back door, and saying, and if that isn't the case, we'll just go for Blue. And Bowie, you could do that as well. So he's pushing other options out there. Cameron's saying that he just doesn't like this, the way things are going. He tells Bowie Jane, says, yeah, remember, you said you would keep me safe. I hope that hadn't changed at all. And Cameron's also questioning whether Bowie Jane would she dare to put up someone who had kept her safe for the last 2 months? Surely you wouldn't do that, boy. I kept you safe for 2 months, and now you're considering. Bowie Jane's response was, I was never really in danger, Cameron. She hadn't said outright, but you might as well be saying it with some of those comments. So yeah, things not looking good for Cameron. Corey and Blue are talking to each other. Those two people, you always wonder what they're going to talk about. But Corey's saying, look, we need to stop targeting each other. Maybe some of that was manufactured and all that. Maybe some of it was justified. We need to stop targeting each other and figure out a way we can work together, because people are trying to put us against one another to protect themselves. And I think Blue understands that to some degree as well. It doesn't mean that her grudge against Corey goes away. I just think she understands that. All right, we've got America and Cameron out on the hammock. A long talk, like an hour and a half long talk. They talked about a lot of stuff. And Cameron started spilling the beans. Oh, he told a lot of stuff out there. America is starts off by calling Cameron condescending. She mentioned that again. She says it again. She says he shuts her down when she talks. That she just does not like the way he talks to her. Cameron starts spilling the beans after that. Says, "Look, I think he understands that he and America aren't on real good terms, or at least the way America is talking is making it clear that she's trying to distance herself from him as well." He's saying that that it was Jag's idea to let Corey lead the charge against McCole, and that's going to get a little traction. That's going to get America's interest. But he says, y'all came in. I asked Corey pros and cons and got him to sell on the idea of flipping and getting McCole out and everything. He says, y'all didn't realize that was already Matt and Jag's plan. Jag especially already had it all worked out to let y'all think y'all were in charge, so y'all would get all the heat, get all the blood on your hands for making that move when he already had it all figured out. So he mentions that to her. America is questioning why Cameron went back to Jag and Matt if they were such plotting and all that, and all. She says, why'd you go back to Matt and Jag instead of coming to myself and Corey? And he says, oh, it's because they were the powerhouse in the house. I'm going to go to them because they're the ones that were in charge. They were running the thing. So, I just went to where the power was. Cameron is telling America that certainly he's made some mistakes playing the game. He feels like his back's against the wall when he's starting to throw that out there. You say, I know I made some mistakes. That's just, play hard, and that's the way I do it. Cameron's saying that he had just mentioned Corey's name as maybe I just started mentioning Corey's name as a backdoor because I'm trying to protect myself. He says, but Blue has been mentioning Corey's name for weeks and weeks and weeks. Well, America comes back to that and says, why, if that's the case, why did you wait to the last second to tell me that? Why didn't you tell me about Blue coming after Corey weeks and weeks and weeks ago? Why'd you keep it secret until your back's against the wall? And now suddenly you're telling me. Cameron doesn't have a real good answer for that. They continue to talk. Cameron is saying that if you don't understand now, America, you should, that Matt and Jag and Bowie are together. The three of them are a trio. That's why Matt and Jag were so happy when Bowie won this, while they're working together so much. They are a trio of three. Don't think that you and Corey are part of that trio, not because you aren't really. It's the three of them going to the end together. Cameron is telling America, here's his pitch for being saved, other than just please. He's saying, look, Bowie and Matt and Jag are together. Good competition, right? He's saying, if you keep me on board, I'll help y'all fight Matt and Jag. He said, otherwise, who do you have? Felicia and Sari? That's who you're going to use to win HOHs and vetoes to protect yourself. He said, no, if you keep me on board, I will work. I'll fight against Matt and Jag and Bowie. We can make something happen. You need my competitive power, and I'll pay you back for that. If you just keep me on board for another week to let me go after them. He's saying that they've got no one else to help with the competitions. America, she didn't outright say no. She says, well, you don't have the votes anyway. Just Corey and myself, that's only 2 votes. You need 3, you need 4, really, if you aren't counting on Bowie Jane's votes. So you just don't have the votes. But Cameron thinks he can get Sari as another vote as well. That he thinks maybe he's counting on getting Corey and America's vote, Blue's vote, and Sari's vote. He says, if I can get those 4 votes, then suddenly I've got enough that we don't have Bowie as a tiebreaker. It's us versus versus Matt and Jag and Bowie, and we can make it work. So he's pitching that he thinks he's got the vote, as had been reported earlier, that he just feels like he may still be able to make this thing happen, even if they do try to backdoor him. America's interested in this idea, or interested in this idea that Matt and Jag actually were leading the charge against McCole and trying to blame it all on Corey and America. I think she's understanding that maybe they've got some stuff going on that she wasn't completely aware of. At one point, she says there is no way that Jag Borghini, going back to the Zingbot of him, she says there's no way that Jag Borghini could be the mastermind behind all of this. And Cameron said, well, yeah, there is. And yes, that is the case. Don't underestimate the game that Jag is playing. All right, we've got America in bed with Corey. relaying this entire conversation. It's got her worried. It's got her a little bit shaken. Corey is asking her, says, "Well, are you saying now that you want to keep Cameron based on what you heard?" And he's saying it's really too late for that. We can't change it at this point in time. Even if you want to keep Cameron, I don't think we can do it at this point. America saying, "Well, we need to target Matt and Jag as soon as we get the chance, based on what I've just heard." Corey is saying, "Well, we've talked about getting them out at Final Seven. I still think we maybe need to wait one more week." I think you got to be a little nervous, Corey, right now. But he's saying, yes, we do need to get them out, but maybe we wait just a little bit. But he also says he's a little worried it's going to be very tough to get them out. You put both of them on the block together, but between the two of them and Jag winning vetoes, there's just no guarantee that the two of them are going to stay on the block together. He's saying it's going to be tough if we try to go after them and we don't make it, then suddenly we're out the door, America. So we got to keep that in mind. They're realizing they're going to have Suri and Felicia on board with them if they're going to make that happen. So now you're asking Suri and Felicia to join in against Matt and Jag and Bowie. Yes, it makes sense. Yes, it's logical. I don't know if Felicia and Suri would be willing to betray Matt and Jag right now. Bowie, sure. Matt and Jag, not so sure of. But they're realizing they need Suri and Felicia on board to make this happen, or else Matt and Jag and Bowie very well could steamroll for the rest of the season. It's a possibility. All right, Corey is saying that even if they pulled it off, and he says, say we made it work. One of us gets HOH. We send Jag out the door. We make it happen. He says, I'm afraid that as soon as we do that, the entire house is going to turn on us. The next week, Suri and Felicia aren't going to stick with us. They're going to go with Matt at that point in time, and Bowie and Blue, and we're targets right afterwards. So he said there's not an easy path for this thing if we go after Matt and Jag right now. All right, we've got Cameron and Blue and Jag and Matt and Bowie Jane starting off in the HOH room, eventually go to the have not room. I think they went to look at Matt's shoes or something, but obviously no game talk. They've been drinking a little alcohol. Now, before Cameron went up, Bowie Jane and Matt and Jag were drinking a little bit more alcohol. They tried to get rid of the evidence when Cameron and Blue came up, but no game talk at that point in time. Blue and Matt leave to have a hot tub night. They're asking Big Brother to turn up the heat on the hot tub. Let me just say, as someone who's there, our hot tub never worked. At the best, it was lukewarm bath water. At the best, most of the times it was just as cold as the swimming pool. Hot tub looks nice. Yeah, it would have been great to have. Yeah, we never got a chance to take advantage of it because they I don't know, trying to save energy on the heating bill or something. I don't know. But they're going outside to have a little bit of a hot tub night. So they take off for a little while. So as a result, we now have Cameron and Jag and Bowie Jane still up in the HOH room. Cameron is talking about that he trusts this four, and I think he's including Matt as well. That he trusts this four. And he's really telling Jag, saying, look, the four of us, again, Cameron, Jag, Matt, and Bowie Jane, he said, the four of us should be good. Don't use a veto, Jag. You're going to disrupt something that's really good that we've got going on right now. Cameron is telling them, saying, look, we're not working with Corey in America. If you keep me around, if you don't use a veto, he says, if you use a veto, then, Bowie Jane, I think I could be in trouble. He says, if you don't use a veto, Jag, I will work on y'all's behalf. I will fight to get at Corey in America. Remember, he told Corey in America just a little earlier, or told America a little bit earlier, that he'd go after Matt and Jag. Well, now he's telling Matt and Jag, keep me on board. I'll go after Corey in America for you. I'll make it worth your while to hold on to me. If you just do that. Cameron is talking about the fact how much it would just suck to get blindsided in this game. Bowie James says, well, it isn't really technically a blindside if you know ahead of time. Zing! Yeah, not what Cameron wanted to hear at all. And Bowie Jane also says, yeah, I know no one wants to go home, but someone has to go home every week, Cameron. That's the nature of the game. If he didn't know ahead of time, he certainly knows now. And then finally, let's shut this down. After Cameron leaves, Bowie Jane says that Cameron shouldn't play victim. It doesn't look good on him. She's saying Cameron is so arrogant for him to suddenly be playing this victim role and all. Just not working at all. Not believable. Eventually, we've got Blue and Matt come back up to the HOH room. And Jag is telling Blue that Cameron's just said that he didn't trust her, that he's ready to throw her under the bus, and that Blue's Cameron is not your friend, Blue. He's doing a lot of stuff, and Blue in turn basically making it clear that she's on board. She's got no issues sending Cameron out the door this week. Be gone with them. Wash my hands of them. Just don't associate with me with Cameron guys, because I'm on board with y'all. So, yeah, they've let Blue know how much Cameron's been going after her as an alternative, and she's believing it, and so she's backing off as quickly as she can possibly backstep. And there you have it, guys. Lights off finally about 3:45 or so, Big Brother time. 5:45 Houston time. So yeah, made for a late evening, but a lot of conversations. In summary, Cameron knows that he's going to go up as the renom today, which has them worried. He's fighting, he's pitching, he's campaigning to try to be kept on board. He's doing everything possible, including spilling a lot of information. Once it becomes clear, as soon as he actually is the renom against, I don't know, Felicia, Cirie, probably Felicia, but could be, I don't know. Actually, it could be Cirie. We don't know that yet. That's the big question, I guess, at the veto ceremony. But once he's on the block against either one of them, he's going to understand that that's it, that he's going home. We'll see what kind of information he spills at that point in time, what new campaigning he does. Again, suddenly jury isn't quite enough for Cameron. It never is. Guys, y'all have a fantastic Monday. Just as an FYI, tonight, Cliff Notes Live, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. We'll talk about everything that took place, the veto ceremony. I want to get y'all's opinions, y'all's thoughts about Cameron going home, but what happens afterwards? Or Corey the next target, Blue the next target? We're getting down to it. Not as many people to be choosing from. So yeah, Cliff Notes Live tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. I'll see you this evening, or I'll be back tomorrow morning to give you an update on what happened overnight with the feeds as well. Guys, y'all have a great Monday. Until then, SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.